Hey, Sakai here. Today I'm going to be talking about the A.G.Russel Sting. Now this is the Sting 2. I don't have an original Sting 1, but I do have a couple of the Sting 1As, which I'll be showing in just a moment. But this is what the Sting, the original Sting, looked like. But this is the, like I said, the Sting 2. It's a little bit bigger than the original Sting, but it was this style. Now, originally came in a leather sheath, and I believe this is a water buffalo. Has a boot clip on it. And see if we can fight the glare here and see that it says A.G.Russel Springfield. But that's the sheath for it. And then it has rosewood handles, and it's, as you can see, it's full tang. The whole thing is one piece of stainless steel. And see the bolster here. See if we can get the glare off of it. Here we go. And that says A.G.Russel 1977. Then up here you have the A.G.Russel, and then it says Solingen, Germany. He had his knives made in Germany at the beginning, and then later on they started moving it over to Taiwan. But this knife, which came out in the 80s, early 90s, was made in Solingen, has stainless steel pins holding the handles on. The scales are rosewood on both sides, has a pommel, and then there's a hole through it so you could put a lanyard in it. At the time, this was considered a survival knife back in the 70s and 80s, and this has never been sharpened, has hardly been used. So it is cuts nice. Now this is the Sting 2. The original Sting looked like this, was a solid piece of steel, and then they decided to make an more economical version, and they came out with the Sting 1A. And comparing the two, the Sting 1A has got the same dimensions as the Sting, and the original 1As also came in a leather sheath like this. And my first one that I had, which was black chrome, grew legs and walked. So I ended up in around 91 getting this one, and it's got a Cordura sheath with the glass reinforced boot clip on it, but it's a very sturdy sheath. And this knife is also made in Solingen, Germany. And if you look right here in the center, you might be able to see it. Has the little thumb recess, so for having a better grip on the knife. And again, this was considered a survival knife at the time. So one of the reasons it's double-edged is so that when one side went dull, you could flip it over and use the other side. And this is what they call drop forged, which I really don't understand, but it's a single piece of stainless steel. This one is coated with OD green epoxy. And like I said, I got this in 1991, carried it with me, clipped to my boot. Normally would forget I had this and would go on to my pocket knife to do most of my stuff. Now they still make it. A.G.Russel doesn't make the knife, but CRKT is licensed to make the knife, and it is in a glass reinforced nylon sheath and has a Kedora covering over it, has multiple straps to do multiple ways, configurations of carrying it. And this is by A.G.Russel, forged 1050 steel, 2020 is the model number, made in Taiwan, and CRKT. And next to the A1, the CRKT Sting, same dimensions. Let me go over the specs of these two. The first is the Sting 2. The handle is 4.25 inches. The blade is 3.75 inches. As I said, it's double-edged. Overall length on this is 8 inches, weighs in at 4 ounces, and the sheath weighs in for this one. The black leather is 1.8 ounces. When I bought this, it was around $190 that I paid for this, and I got this in the late 90s. Recently I looked on eBay and I saw the price was $499, so $500. Little pricey now. Now the A.G.Russel Sting A1, 1A, sorry, was made in Soligen from 1977 to 1997. And it has a handle of 3 3/4 inches. The blade is 3 1/8 inch. Overall length is 6 7/8 inches. And it weighs in at 3.9 ounces. Now the A.G.Russel Sting has a handle, same dimensions again. It's 3 1/8 inch for the 3 3/4 inches for the handle, 3 1/8 inch for the blade. Overall 6 7/8 inches long, and it weighs in a little bit heavier at 4.8 ounces, and its sheath weighs 2.6 ounces, comes out with a total of 7.4 ounces. And like I said, steel is $10.95 on the CRKT. And on this one, you can still buy them, and they're running around $64 if you are still interested in getting a Sting. The Sting and Sting 2 have been discontinued by A.G.Russel, and I don't believe, and they're not making the Sting 1A any longer either. So if you have any questions or comments about any one of these 3 knives, please leave them below. And remember, always be prepared.